So Easter, in a Judeo-Christian context, a more important weekend or a more important holiday, most certainly, than Christmas, because it is about rebirth. It is about the resurrection. And it is about, I guess, renewed vigour, vim, change the way we see things. And I guess, despite the fact that he seems very keen on Muslim or alternative religions at the moment, and he only gave a very, very passing and short Easter message on social media, the Prime Minister, Chris Luxon, he wants to come out of Easter swinging. He wants to roll back the stone and get going. So we have another plan. Now, I'm a little disappointed. I had just got used to the idea of the 100-day plan for the government, and they've changed it. I thought we'd get another 100-day plan. But oh no, it's just called the action plan. But what Chris Luxon has done, because I think he is more and more, as I think about it, a sort of anal retentive, by-the-book chief executive. That's what we're dealing with as a Prime Minister. He is doing it all by the management book and the Myers-Briggs surveys and the courses he's been to. There is absolutely zero chance of anything particularly inspired, wonderful or magical vis-a-vis the miracle of Easter or the resurrection that is happening with Chris Luxon. It is all PowerPoint and it is all measurables. So instead of a 100-day plan, we now have a quarterly plan which starts essentially and is in line with the financial year because, of course, we're a business, aren't we? Not a country. We're not a collection of diverse individuals with hopes and dreams and loves. We are a business, and that's the way that the Prime Minister is going to treat us, as a business. So this is the quarterly plan, 1st of April to 30th of June, and an amazingly inspired press release sent out under embargo last night, though for some reason this Prime Minister and his press staff still suck up to the legacy media who are constantly kicking his government. So they all would have got, I see the Post's got a preview interview. I imagine he's hawking himself all over mainstream media this morning. But really, so what it is it something inspiring? No, it's a list. It's a list of 36 things. So we haven't even gone for 50 in 3 months. We've gone for 36. Does 36 go into 3 months? That's 12 things a month, isn't it? This is my OCD coming in now. 36 things in 3 months. What's 3 months? 3 months is 90 days. Oh, I suppose it does some. At least it's an even number. 36 things. And there are 3 headings of the PowerPoint from Chris Luxon. Rebuild the economy and ease the cost of living. I think we've heard that before. Nothing new there. Restore law and order. Oh, I think we've heard that before. Nothing new there. And deliver better public services. Maybe that's a change in emphasis. Those are the 3 headings of the PowerPoint. Now, so let's go through the list of things and just pick some out. Number 1 on the list, deliver a budget that reduces wasteful spending while investing in frontline services like health, education and police. It's a fairly broad, non-specific target. And I imagine it's what every government does, so that's okay. Legislate for personal income tax relief. That's number 2. Now, that is interesting because, we heard Oliver Hartwich here on the platform last week saying, if you're going to borrow to fund tax cuts, you just shouldn't. It's dumb economics. It's silly. But that appears to be the plan. So, interesting. Interesting that they're still committed to that, despite the fact I think the electorate would be forgiven if they didn't deliver on that. That is still a priority. Legislate to introduce the Family Boost childcare tax credit, which is really a nothing. That's easy enough to do. But then we sort of get in the weeds and it becomes very unsexy, this action plan. Take decisions to implement the Going for Housing Growth Plan while making the MDRS optional for councils. Yep, that's going to get you a ton of votes. I don't understand what that is. Release a draft plan to ease restrictions on building materials from overseas for public consultation. So that is worthy. Listen to this. That's number 8. Release a draft plan to ease restrictions on building materials for public consultation. Really? Is that an aspirational goal? You know, I was thinking about voting for National again, and you know what swung it? Their commitment to releasing a draft plan to ease restrictions on building materials for public consultation. We can all sleep. We'll be able to sleep better in our beds at night, won't we? After this quarter's over, and we'll say, my God, what a relief. There's a draft plan to ease restrictions on building materials for public consultation out there. Look, what I think we're in danger of doing, and there are plenty of other examples here in this document. Luxon, Mr. Luxon, he won't come on the platform, but was happy doing some prank joke with the Rock FM over the weekend on a Monday. I don't know who's giving him media advice. Someone who's about 18, I think, probably. But Luxon is a micromanager. There is nothing inspirational about this guy. And all this is a list of 36 things that he's telling his ministers to do. Right? That's all this is. This is a list of tasks for cabinet ministers, undersecretaries and MPs. It's not an inspirational document. Okay, it tells us what they're going to do, and I guess we can hold them to it. But I do not see democracy falling if in the next quarter there isn't a draft plan to ease restrictions on building materials from overseas for public consultation. I don't see that being a deal breaker for democracy. And what we've got is 36 things when I think 10 things would have done. 10 truly transformational or different things this government could have done. 10 inspiring things. Because at the end of the term of this coalition government, saying we ticked off a list of boring stuff is not going to get you re-elected. Saying we changed the country is. And maybe part of that is saying we rebuilt the economy and we eased the cost of living. If you manage to do that, it will be self-evident to New Zealanders that you've done it. You will not need to run around saying, but, we ticked off everything on the list. How can you not love us? This country needs more than a manager. It needs a leader. And I'm just wondering if Chris Luxon is anything more than a manager. And I don't know about you. I don't know what your politics are, and I don't particularly care. I'm never sure what my politics are, and thankfully most other people, though they think they might know, don't. But I do like leadership, and I guess like most people, a little bit of something tending slightly towards dictatorship, as New Zealanders are into that. We love strong leaders. We love being told what to do, don't we, Margaret Thatcher? And I'm just not sure that this blancmange list of 36, it's not even a number I like, this blancmange list of 36 things in 3 months is anything more than a rather boring shopping list. I imagine I'll go to the press conference today, if they're having one. Are they having one today, Ben? We've got an advisory on that. We don't know. If there's a post-cabinet press conference, we'll find out. But there we go. There is basically your next 3 months of coalition politics there, and it's just a bloody list.